Behold, a cold open. Everywhere I go, I see people, especially now that I have my live Show Genius night, I see people more and more. And all of these people ask me a question. They're always asking me this. They're asking this. They're
Where's
asking,
Poochie?
where's
Where's
Poochie? No,
Poochie?
asking, how's Joe? And my answer is the same every time. You have his number also. Joe, give us the Joe update.
Let's see. Top line, I guess it's worth iterating this. Like, we are being gassed on a regular basis.
Yeah.
I have not been hit directly, but I did, like wake up one day and see like, oh, that's the McHenrys. Oh no,
Yep.
like there's that sort of stressor at top line and the disappearing. The people takers are doing what their name is. Yikes. But a few weeks ago, I was picking up my son. I just had this awful tearing in my shoulder. It just felt like it was dang coming out. And then right after that, my son was admitted to the ER the next day for bronchiolitis. He was fine. It was, of course, scary. Bronchiolitis, from as it was explained to me, is something that can only happen when you're a certain size because, like, the little nodes that are in your lungs can get infected in a way that doesn't happen when you get larger. So it is like the most common reason for a kid to go to the PICU, or one of the most common. That said, it was all very scary because we went out to the playground and it was just like we're having fun, and all of a sudden like his belly was like really moving, like with his breathing, just like crazy. So we got him there, the ER. Honestly, the same thing happened when I like wanted to punch my ticket when like the woman was like searching like suicide, huh? So like you're like sad and like because I was doing valet parking and my wife was just like, I saw her searching like very like just not like look up the symptoms, but just like kid breathing, like what? So luckily when we got to the PICU, it was incredible. Like everybody was awesome once we got out of the ER, but like we were there all day. Like we got there at like 10 a.m. and I think we got a room at like 6 p.m. It sucked.
Classic.
Yes. It was a time. He responded well to albuterol and the steroid, and he was on oxygen, which was all very scary and tons of wires. But he responded well, and they quickly were able to taper that stuff off. And the last day was hard just because he was mostly off everything, but he was still just hooked up to everything. He wanted to run around, obviously. So we got him. When we got him home, it was like raining slightly. It really looked like a frankly shitty day, but he was so happy. He was like outside. He was like dancing in like the depressing rain, and I was like, okay, yeah, man, yeah.
What a guy.
So that was that, and then he the next week had his transition to like the next classroom up, and we were like, this is going to be rough because he's going from like hospital. And no, it was fucking fine. He's a rock star. I got very, very lucky in that regard. Yeah.
He's so cute. Joe sends me all the time little videos of Ivan doing the stock sound library kid laugh, like
like the most pure, uncut joy. Yeah, it's really good stuff,
which is good to have in your life. When, as you mentioned, did I hear you right that your arm fell off? It ripped off and is gone now.
Yeah, I have a MRI 2 days from this recording, which I cannot wait for. If they say it's normal, I'm gonna, dude, I'm gonna be on the news. I'm gonna be on the fucking news if they say it's normal. Because like it's clearly not. It's like hanging off me wrong. Like it's the wrong fucking angle. It's not like when Bart falls down the stairs in the babysitting episode where it's all bent and fucked up, but it's like clearly like not aligned right, and it's dragging me unevenly for everything. Like it's just affecting my gait and everything, and it's just fucking tell me what needs to happen. And I just cannot wait for something to be noticed. I went to a neurologist finally, and this was just like the last time I had medical appointments. This was me getting to a neurologist finally on delay. My CK levels are high.
What is CK? That's like a comedian who's a pervert.
You know what sucks is I really like, I'll be walking around and doing my little dumb thoughts, and sometimes I'll just think of stand-up bits, and a non-zero amount of them I'm like, that was pretty good. Who was that? Oh, that was fuck. Okay, man.
Yeah, no, doesn't it fucking blow?
Oh yeah, it really. And like I think that's what's so frustrating is like he knows he's being lazy. He can be good. He's not. I'm not saying like he should be better, but like he's doing this because it's easy. But anyway, the joke of his that I kept thinking of him singing, and it's not even that funny. He's sitting on the dock by the bay, but it's sitting on a cock because I'm gay, and it's not like creative. It's just like the thing you just like mutter in between like activities, you know?
That's yeah. I mean, what could I say? Damn.
Yeah, exactly.
But what is CK in your medical context?
As it was explained to me, it's if you have a fall or even a heart attack, your body will sort of shed this, I don't know, material which indicates like muscle damage or whatever. So mine is high. It's like the low end of high. So I just was relieved that someone was like, I see this number with my human fucking eyes, and I'm turning to face you to discuss it, which is fine. Even if here's the thing, it's like I'm at the point now where like even if subsequent stuff doesn't find anything, there's been enough like, oh, there's something here that like I don't have to restate like, hey, I just feel weird, you know, and I'm just
You have expert proof that you are not just making this up.
yeah, and also like here's a rich medical history of me banging my head against the wall, so to speak. Yeah, and just the arm thing is just so frustrating because my way out of most of my frustrations is using the computer a bunch, and it's the thing that sucks. And also like for good mana, I need to be using the computer for fun things. Like I need it's a part of my like even with the internet sucking as it is, as discussed, I still need to use the computer to juice my Joe mana and like being intrinsically like avoidance of it because it is uncomfortable.
It is an ARM based tool.
Yeah, it's just a big momentum killer because like what used to be like, all right, I'm gonna do a 20-minute roguelike in between these like things, and like although that's like a silly little distraction, it's just like a little bit of just dopamine to get you through whatever the next thing is. And when I don't like want to do the little like regulatory moves because they hurt, it's just a bummer. I feel like I'm constantly sort of like urging myself, you know, like a kid like about to go down a slide and it's like, oh, I'm actually scared now. Oh, I'm
Yeah,
scared.
yeah.
It's just like I'm constantly sort of doing that mentally for computer related tasks, which of course are the important ones and the ones that will fuck your life up if you don't do them.
Well, isn't there's a sort of an upside on this, which is I imagine this also applies to the smaller, eviler computer that lives in our pockets, the phone. I recently put fucking time limits on the offending apps on my phone, and that's been a big fucking help. So like you have like time limits built into your damn body. That seems like a silver lining.
That's true. I also just hate the phone more because it's wrist and arm action. It sucks. It's just like, yes,
Hmm.
there's okay. At baseline, I think we all understand the I think you should leave guy. Are we just gonna watch stuff on our phones? Like that is correct. Like
Hmm.
that is a
Hmm.
correct critique. It's supposed to be the dumb opinion, but like that is correct. So it stands to reason that any lessening of phone usage is like you get life points, in my opinion. uh, uh, this is for two reasons. One, you're engaged in the moment, as you said earlier, and also for me, it means it fucking doesn't hurt. Like doing the texting sometimes and messaging is annoying. It hurts. So the thing that really frustrates me is like when I have to use the phone for good things. It's like your son is about to do something great. Like get a video of this, and I'm not like a big record everything. This is, I mean, like, oh, just grab a video for this because this will be good. And it's just like yes, also, kind of resent that it involves touching the device that hurts me, and also 90% of the time is only bad information. Like it's, I just feel very start and stop with everything, and the phone does not. I mean, it never felt like a productivity multiplier, but it more than ever in my life, it feels like a like short circuit what you're doing and fuck up your momentum device to a degree it never has before.
This fucking blows to me. I recall that you told me that there was a possible not yet final diagnosis that was being talked about. It was an acronym, but basically it is a spectrum of hypermobility disorders. And I just want to say It's really annoying that hypermobility is bad. It sounds like it's so good. Like, hypermobility is like, if I was given 3 options in a roguelike and one of them was hypermobility, I'm like, I'm taking that. That's dodge chance for sure. That's extra dashes.
That's at least crit chance. You're at least walking into a crit speed build, which is like by default viable. Like it just always is.
And yet, I just think the medical science needs to catch up with how people are talking now, because hypermobility is just like, it's good. We all agree it's good, but it's not good.
But the thing we are suspecting, and this is not confirmed, this is just like maybe this is, and I'm getting a gene test, or rather a geneticist consultation, I guess would be the way to say it, to see if this is the case. But the condition Tom is referring to is Ehlers-Danlos syndrome, which basically means you got really stretchy and weird mobile connective tissue. There's like a lot of different symptoms, and there's a lot of overlap what I currently have, and it would track with a lot of past experiences and stuff in my life. But I'm not trying to like, diagnose towards that outcome. It's just like I saw this thing and I was like, uh-oh. And it was something my wife was like, that might be something. And then also, it's genetic, and my dad certainly has certain things, but whatever. This is all conjecture until they take my blood and they put it in the machine and it says I'm good or not, or whatever that thing is. But yeah, I would say like the more so than like the pain issue, it's just like everything feels like it's slightly disconnected. It's just like, yes, it sucks that it hurts, but it's like, okay, I'm not like activating entire chains of muscles, right? Because parts of me feels like they like, for lack of a better word, pop off my my muscle skeleton. I don't know what else to
Yeah.
say. It's just like stuff kind of goes offline, or gets it's not consistent. Always the same thing, but it is based around my hip. And like since the shoulder thing happened, there's like a chain of weakness from where that thing is to my hip, and I don't know. And like I also looked at, I kind of broke my own rule on this a little bit, which is I looked at like the Reddit for EDS, this symptom I'm talking about, and I broke my rule, and the rule I had is like, generally speaking, I think it's a net negative if you have or suspect you have like a chronic condition, to look at the form for that chronic condition, just because like although
they're going to be complainers. They're going to be people saying, I'm having the worst possible manifestation of this.
Correct.
And you're just like, I guess that's me.
Yeah, and
I guess that's what I'm going to do.
And which is not to say like, they shouldn't complain more. I just mean like when people feel better, they don't usually come back a month later like, I forgot to post.
Yeah, I mean, I've mentioned this to my wife, and I mean, I know I have no data here being a cis man, but like they say, like, IUDs have like a 95% chance of being implanted just fine. And it's like, that sounds crazy, because literally the only time I've ever heard anyone talk about IUDs is to be like, so yeah, I got my IUD put in. I'd rather be shot in the face. Worst pain of my whole life. Then it's just like, I know it's confirmation bias, but it's exactly what you're saying.
That's them doing it right. That's what's funny. Like, that's the issue. But I don't normally look up that because, well, on one hand, it's like a bummer, and also it's just like people sort of reinforcing like either you're fucked or this is why for sure you have this if you're like on the, it's just like not helpful, whatever. But I broke that, and this doesn't have to apply to chronic conditions. Like you can see this like social phenomena effect, or I did, even if you like would go look at the World of Warcraft forums for like the classes, and like every class is like, we are so fucked. We got nerfed so hard this last patch. Why would we even play when paladins can do X? And meanwhile, like the paladins are like, I'm going to kill myself because I can't do Y. It's just like, if there is like a repository for negativity, even if that initial intent is to like find community and share information, it will probably become negativity. And this isn't me being like, people need to be more positive. They
need to read hope punk sci-fi stories, like the kinds you can find on my itch.io page.
Yeah, no, not that. But I went to the Reddit for that, and there's just, I don't know, it's just a lot of like, you ever notice this weird thing? And it's like, oh yeah, there's a word for that, like this thing that I just always have dealt with, like pins and needles very easily, which I was just like, oh yeah, that's just a thing. And it's like, no, it's all a lower
Nope.
extremity thing. Like constantly, not constantly, but like walking around with stuff partially dislocated and not knowing things like that.
Yeah, it's not normal. That doesn't happen to me.
Yeah, and then just like there's the sort of reverse of that, which is like, okay, like what helps this? Like, what are people saying works?
Mhm.
And just certain things that I thought wouldn't make as much of a difference did end up helping. One was just like having my hand like wrapped at the wrist because like of all that like dragging down from my hip that goes through my shoulder. And it sounds stupid, but it was like it kept my skin from running away a little bit. And like at the end of the day, there was a I don't want to make it sound like I was like turned inside out otherwise, but like I just did just having that additional like support had an outsized effect.
Hell yeah. I mean, I do want to, as an outside observer, my take, my read on what your symptoms have been is like a stupid man might think that the places that your bones are was sort of picked at random. No, turns out they really need to be there and are supposed to stick around. And Joe's bones decide to go on little trips.
Yeah, and like one of those things which I always kind of mentally shook away because I think no one likes it unless you have it as a hobby, but it was like I always hated running. I just fucking hated running. I could
Mhm.
walk for 80 hours. It would be fine, but like running, the impact of running even as early as I can remember was just like unpleasant. And then reading about this is that's a common thing where if you're not like set right, you're running on joints and shit weird. So it makes sense that the feedback is like not amazing. And like childhood wise, I think I attributed a lot of that discomfort to just like, oh, I'm not really athletic or I'm not really like sporty. And like that was true, but there was another layer here.
Yeah.
And again, this isn't like a magic bullet because also if this is the case, it's not like there's oh yeah, we're gonna give you the skin de-stretchifier and you'll be fucking normal now. Like it'll be a thing to manage if it is even the case.
Hell yeah. Well, folks, that's the Joe update.
Skin is so stupid. It's an organ and it's on the outside.
If this is your first episode of Anime Sickos, I assure you,
This is a weird one to
we
start. It's not just chronic pain and I'm not just complaining about my debuffs. It's a part of it, but it's not the main thing.
yeah, we do have comedy from time to time. But as I say, if you are not listening to Anime Sickos for the first time, you want to know the Joe update. That's the Joe update. I think the main takeaway from that is that Ivan is like the ultimate lad, and he's
I'm so lucky. I everyone likes their kid. Well, that's not true. Most people like their kid, obviously, but I'm just really blessed with like I'm regularly expecting like, oh, this will be rough, and he like amazes me like, oh, I will actually be kind of mature about this. My favorite example of this is when we were in Madison. We went to a I don't remember this. I think it was Pan Asian. But we went to a noodle place that was recommended, and it was like empty because we went at a weird time. Also, it's like a college town, and college was not in. So like we were
yeah,
the only people in there. So it's just me, my wife, and Ivan. And like halfway through the dinner, the waitress puts down like a very cute like stuffed dinosaur next to him to be like, okay, like there's nothing here. And he's like playing with it and like hugging it. And I'm just thinking, I was like, we have to leave and this is going to be a fucking nightmare. Uh,
yeah.
and then we pay, and I'm just like, all right, bud, we need to leave. Say goodbye to the dinosaur. And he's like, okay, bye bye. And then he just like was fine. And I was just like, what the fuck?
The
Like,
brain on this kid, dude.
it's not like it's the feeling of something just got crossed off my to do list in front of me.
Oh my god.
Uh,
Yes, yes. What a guy.
He was Garfield for Halloween. The reason being, we are getting hand me downs from Winnie's cousin because she has a son who's a little bit older, and he was Garfield the previous year. And they were like, "Do you want his Garfield? He probably has something he wants to be." And I was like, "No, send it over, send it over." Yes, yes, send it over. It's great. He thinks Garfield is just this cat he wears Likewise, he thinks Mario is this book that you read and you have a shirt about. He has no idea it's a video game, and when he finds out, he's gonna shit his pants.
Oh my God, we were gonna read the book, but I don't think we need to because I remember, and I think you remember the most salient bits. It's a little golden book.
Here's the most salient bit. It's you know how every doesn't happen anymore, I guess, but there was that discourse cycle where they're like, oh, the South Park guys really need to catch flack for like ruining, I don't know, making everything.
They made it lame to care about things.
Yes, that argument, and like, sure,
it's gonna come back. Someone's gonna say it within the next 6 months. Don't worry.
Whatever, sure. But the South Park opinion, I think that is true is that they are correctly cooking that if you need like a non-important character to say something, just be like, "Hey guys, it's me, the guy that's talking like this." Like, just talk like that. Just do the musical theater voice. Just fucking do it. It's funny, and it's just like reading this Mario book, which, to be clear, is not very good. It's like an instruction. It's like the part that I have this whole page memorized that made me start laughing while reading with him sincerely, which is Yoshi can use his flutter jump to reach new areas.
Okay.
It's just like,
can't believe, I mean, let me tell you why this is fucking funny. The whole book has just been like, it's like you're Mario, and it's like telling you like what to do and why. And it's like, no, so this is the Mushroom Kingdom. Like Bowser is kid. Like you need to like go and save him. Yeah, this is Yoshi, and like they're trying to have this book be sort of like outside of the context of a video game, and then to use the actual name for Yoshi's move, Flutter Jump.
Oh, it's
and
so
then to just
fucking good.
To reach new areas. Like, what is that? Why is that? You need to explain why I would want to reach a new area outside of the context of a game.
Mario loves to press ZR to access his map.
to reach new areas. As you know, areas are fucking incredible. We love areas. I can't get up. But then there is the page.
The page is there's a spread that it just lists a bunch of enemies. It's like these are the fuckers in the Mushroom Kingdom that will walk into you moving left while you're trying to go right. You got Buzzy Beetles, you got Koopa Troopas, you got Goombas, you got Bullet Bills, and then you turn the page, and then it says, the Koopalings are an even bigger obstacle. And it's the Koopalings from Mario Brothers 3. And it has taken over my fucking brain. I'm imagining someone on Next Door saying it. It's just like, it's just like
the Koopalings are an even bigger obstacle.
Yeah, the Koopalings are an even bigger obstacle. Like, just it's anytime I am doing something and I am met with resistance or difficulty, like I try to just do the dishwasher and I drop a fork. It's just like, the Koopalings are an even bigger obstacle. It's just like it's just so fucking, it's a page turn from a spread.
If you are still saying this too shall pass, you're a fucking rube who's stuck in the past. You need to start saying the Koopalings are an even bigger obstacle.
That's more realistic. They are. And I originally was like, is this like an old Mario book? Because it looks like it's done in the game. How do I put this? Like the instruction manual art style of Super Mario or maybe Mario 3, like the really
NES
chunky
type.
lines. Yeah. Because also it has the Koopalings, which like kind of fucked off for a while. But no, the next page after the Koopalings is like, obviously Bowser's shittiest kid is Bowser Jr. This guy sucks. So this is modern. Like the Bowser Jr. didn't show up to like what, fucking Sunshine?
Yeah, I think so.
But yeah, nothing happens in the book. Literally, I would say it is like a onboarding document to let you know like what might happen in the Mushroom Kingdom while you're there in either a Mario capacity or just a visitor.
Yeah.
Even when there are things happening, like Bowser's no good plots use his goons to put him on top, just like their stupid shit. there is no action like ever drawn. It'll just be like Bowser making an angry face and Mario being like, ah. It's just like I will never let the children see anything fun. This is the box factory joke from The Simpsons.
There's no story. There's no narrative. There's not like this book is not describing things that are happening. It's describing a series of facts.
It's a wonderful
things that have
It's a
happened.
solid game fact. It's such a good game fact. It is. It's a really good game. It's a full color game fact that my child loves.
Hello, welcome to Anime Sickos. It's the podcaster geniuses and the only podcast where we look at the four pillars of modern misery, anime, gaming, posting, and jobs. I'm Tom, an anime sicko.
I'm Joe, an anime sicko.
We usually don't have 20-minute cold opens, but that one was just cooking. It just was. You know, you agree. We have two new patrons to thank for patronizing us, giving us the monies. First is going to be either Michael Dubois or Michael Dubois. They're both used by certain people, but Michael, I know, is...
One is fancier. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Michael Dubois. Thank you, Michael.
Thank you.
And then our next new patron is going to be May Seeker. I hope you find what you seek, May.
Get it. Thank you.
Anyway, Joe, one thing that has happened to us recently is that we've continued to be unemployed. That's not really recent, I guess.
Oh, yeah. When I was complaining, I didn't get a job at any point. Yeah, right.
Yeah. And one thing about having no job, and I really don't like this, and I think that this should be like something you can opt out of. You got to keep eating dinner. Like you gotta, you don't, like it doesn't stay. It doesn't. You think like I ate a dinner today. I'm like feeling great. I've checked that fucking box. You have to do it again tomorrow. I don't know if you know about this, but we live under an evil fascist government that is tanking the economy on purpose.
I didn't know there was a food prices lever. Like, I didn't know there was literally a specific lever that can just make the grocery store worse. And they've been like really fucking rocking it back and forth. Everything is more expensive food-wise. Wendy and I live very simply, and it's just like every week it's the bill is just going up in a how do I put this? A
non-ignorable way.
Yes, a non-ignorable way. So that's a bummer. And then the inverse, of course, is like if you're gonna do poverty eating and cooking, which is totally fine and totally good to do because you gotta live, it does wear on you mentally. You have to dress it up a little bit because you have to believe you're like a human worth having dignity, you know, because otherwise, like, why not just put a bunch of lentils in a trough and just then put like a bunch of wine on it and then just eat that?
That sounds pretty good. I could eat some wine braised lentils. No, I know. I see what you mean. You got it. You get it's one thing to be able to, even with a let's say stunted income and fucked up food situation, be able to have some yummy dinners that don't make you go insane and lose all your money. So I gotta tell you my number one tip. This is not like a recipe or a dish. This is just my number one tip that everyone needs to be doing, even if you're rich, even if like you are a millionaire and you're eating the finest dishes. You need to start doing this if you don't. What you're gonna want to do is you're gonna want to go to the grocery store, and you're going to want to find a bag, not a shaker. When it's in a shaker, the cost per ounce is way more. You want to find a bag of MSG. That's monosodium glutamate. And that is some shit that you're going to be putting into basically any non-dessert food you make ever. Like if you would put salt on it, and I know you put salt in desserts, but if you're putting salt on it with the intention that it be salty, put some MSG in there too. And this alone, like, if you make a sad lentil brew and you dump a teaspoon of MSG in there, like, okay, now we got something.
MSG hangs out in your backpack like an earthbound, and it's waiting for you to cook something, and then it automatically jumps on whatever you're about to eat. And it's like, oh, the pizza you just ordered and gave everybody health with was even better because the MSG jumped out of your bag like the shaker from Blue's Clues and, and jumped on there.
It is insane. Like, talk about America as a diseased culture that like exists to punish and harm people first and foremost. The idea that like MSG, a miracle, a science miracle, really one of the great achievements of humankind, to make this shit like a powder that you can just have, that it would come to America, this blessing, and the reaction would be, I'm too racist to like this.
Like, obviously, it's like not healthy in the sense that it's not supposed to be healthy. Like, I don't know. Like the
It's not medicine.
yes,
It is
exactly.
food.
Yes, it's flavor. I guess the sort of like backlash to it that was always silly was just like, you know, that condiments are supposed to taste bad and be healthy, right? Like, this is the opposite. And it was just like this weird fucking sort of thing, as if we don't have like salt and oil on fucking everything.
Yeah. And I think also the fact that it is a acronym and was invented by scientists, and it's like people, it's like, this is the same thing about like when people talk about toxins, and it's like, if you talk about toxins, you're stupid as hell. You want to know why? Because if it was real, if you were talking anything other than nonsense, you would just name which toxins you're talking about. Like, this berry gets rid of the toxins. Like, name them. Like, which one?
Replaced with bad vibes. Like, it's just a vague thing you're saying.
Similarly, people who are like, I don't like eating food with chemicals. It's like, water's a chemical. And like, obviously that's sort of like a I'm 14 and this is deep, like, gotcha. But like, it's true. Like, the chemical means nothing. It is a value neutral word. And like, it being a fucking, like, if we called salt NaCl instead of salt, I don't think the MSG backlash would have happened so hard, but we have a name for it. It's been around for a long time and doesn't have any sort of science connotations. And then MSG is a foreign chemical. And if you have that in your head, if you have any lingering MSG skepticism, you got to kill that part of you. You got to banish that. Stop doing that. It's just free yumminess.
And it makes you live longer, right? It's medicine. You said it was medicine.
Makes your dick huge.
That's so sick. My go-to, like, this is the bare minimum of dignity that while still being easy and cheap and shitty, is a 3-thing sandwich, which is everything bagel, a fried Spam single, and mustard. Here's why. It's a feeling of an actual entree, and I say that generously, with only 3 things. The oil of the Spam leads you to believe you are like getting a treat that you did not make for yourself, and that's because it has so much fucking disgusting oil and salt in it. It tastes like takeout inherently if it is fried. The everything bagel elevates it because you were probably eating this in a non-breakfast context. By not eating a bagel during the morning time, but during lunch or perhaps supper, this is just fine dining. Like, this is intent. Like, oh, this is, you have staged a little experience. This is not just the white bread you had nearby.
This is like art. Like, you're doing something. Like, you chose to forge a path for yourself.
And mustard is, I believe, the single most powerful single condiment. Like, if you just have to do one thing to put on a sandwich,
yeah,
for the most oomph juice, I think I'm going to go with mustard.
Yes. So I don't know if you know this show, and I don't know if you know this listener, but for the 100th episode of Riley Hopkins and Andrew Sherman's podcast, The Podcast Mind, they did a gag where they had a huge crowd of collaborators do like actual pilots, because their show is they make up ideas for podcast pilots. And then this is like, now the 100th episode is a bunch of actual podcast pilots. I did a podcast pilot called Condiment Kids, where me and my buddy Colin, we just ate little spoonfuls of condiments. And one thing that becomes clear is one, yes, mustard is the ultimate one. And the reason being is that vinegar really is the ultimate condiment. Like vinegar is the backbone of so much.
Because it's also mayo's dad too, right?
No, there's no vinegar in mayo. Mayo is eggs and oil.
Oh,
But if you put vinegar in mayo, you'd get some good shit. I mean, that's why mustard and mayo is such a like clutch combo. No, Joe, I didn't know about this Spam bagel sandwich until you were talking about it just now. And I really appreciate this. And because I actually have been doing something similar. Not Spam, because I just don't have Spam because only one person in the house eats meat. So that's just kind of too substantial a meat to have.
Want to interject right there, my buddy? That's why you need to get the Spam singles. Like, because if you buy a can of Spam and you open it, you're like, look at all of this gray meat I have to find a home for. The Spam single solves this issue.
I didn't know that was another product. I thought that was just what you called a slice of Spam.
No, it was literally like, imagine a foil single wrapped piece of Spam ready to be turned into an everything bagel mustard sandwich.
Okay, that's pretty good. So, okay, put a pin in that for later in my real life. Anyway, I have been, as part of my poverty cooking experience in my unemployment, so I eat sandwiches for lunch normally. And bread, that adds up. You're constantly buying loaves
I'm
of
getting
bread.
fucking killed on bread.
Yeah, man. I mean, I got Pete Buttigieg out here shacking that shit. I'm not talking about the price. I mean, he's making the bread come. No.
Oh yeah, it's awful.
So I've been doing sourdough. It took me like 5 years. I didn't do it during the pandemic. I'm finally into sourdough. I'm making sourdough bread all the time. And one thing that I do with the starter when I'm feeling a little saucy is I make bialys, which are like the bagels with no hole. They're not actually that. Someone's going to hear that. Someone from New York is going to be like, you think a bialy is just a bagel with no hole? I'll fucking kill you. But first I got to get a bacon, egg, and cheese from the bodega and vote for Zoran. And I'll be like, yeah, I would vote for him too. Anyway, the point being, I make bialys. They're easier than bagels. And I put the everything bagel seasoning on top of them. And this is the move. I cut them in half. I put some of my turkey from the deli on there. I put mayo and mustard. And this is it. I got to put giardiniera on top of there as well. And I mean, I'm thinking about what would happen if I had like a fresh fried piece of oily, fatty pork on there. And well, that would send me to the fucking moon, Joe, wouldn't it? Because even just with like fucking turkey slice from the deli, that is so like it's the same bread. Like it's the same starter I used to make my bread. But the fact that it's a bialy, like you say, it's like, oh my god, like I'm eating a breakfast thing for lunch.
Oh, I also have an alternative costume for this dish, which is instead of the everything bagel, you use the Hawaiian King Hawaiian rolls, and you cut the Spam smaller, and then you put pineapple on top of it. So it's
Oh my god.
you like, I need Hawaiian flavor, and I have 4 cents. That's what the purpose of it is.
Yes, that's so real. They like Spam in Hawaii. That's like authentic.
It's a
Dude.
logistical thing, right? Because they don't have like the land for pigs everywhere. So this canned shit's great.
Yeah, I've watched a fucking YouTube video about that. The tasting history. Everyone knows about this guy. If you know about this guy, if you want to know about history and food, it's pretty good. Anyway, he did a thing about Spam. And yeah, it's just because like the logistics of World War II, you know, the supply lines that won the war made there be Spam in all the countries in the world. And some of the countries were just like, hell yeah, I love this
Let's
shit.
keep this
and
party going. Yeah.
Anyway, another fucking thing. This is a big. I've actually made this just last night. This is a huge poverty food staple that if you are not cooking this, if you are not buying this from the store, you gotta start. You gotta get a big green cabbage all the time. Big green cabbage, so underrated. So underrated. You think what is it for? It's for coleslaw. It's for like making a bed of chopped up cabbage that you put something else on.
Are you talking like a basketball sized guy of cabbage?
Yeah, dude, a whole head of cabbage. Here are 2 baby simple things you can do with it. This one is a killer. Actually, I don't know how reasonable this is because I don't know how much chicken costs these days. Because again, I don't buy chickens because only one meat eater in the house. But if you get a whole chicken, not cut up, if you cut it up, they fucking charge you more. Whole chicken. You're going to want to rub that with fucking salt and seasoning, MSG. You're gonna want to heat the oven up, and you know what you're gonna do? You're gonna take your big cabbage and you're gonna cut it into like thick slices, like an inch, and you're gonna cover the bottom of your cast iron pan entirely in cabbage. Then what you're gonna do? You're gonna put your chicken on top of the fucking cabbage. Then you're gonna put the cast iron pan with all that shit in the oven and cook the chicken in the normal way.
You make a cabbage rug?
Yes, dude. And then when you are done, you have charred, perfectly cooked cabbage that has also been frying in chicken fat. And it is the incredible, delicious side dish to your fucking chicken. And you're going to love it. Second thing you can do, and this is like baby. Like, this is like $1 a bowl, if that. You just make a cabbage soup. You slice up the cabbage thin. You slice up some onions and garlic. You fucking get them soft. You put the fucking cabbage in the pot. You put a lid on it. Steam that shit till it gets soft and sweet. Put in your gosh dang broth that you bought from the store. Put in maybe like some grains. You could put like some rice in there. And you just simmer it till the grains are done. You can put in some vinegar. You can put in some red wine vinegar. You can put in some lemon juice. You can put in some grated cheese. It's really whatever you want. The point is, it's just cabbage in broth, and it costs nothing. And it's like way punching over its weight in terms of tastiness.
I think that's the only, I shouldn't say the only thing, but that is my main KPI for what interests me in the kitchen is just like this little thing, whatever it is punching over its weight.
Mm-hmm.
This is an outsized value for something that is not really classy.
Yeah.
This one is not 100% poverty cooking, but if you're talking about punching over your weight, which is just like insane ROI.
Yeah.
The dish my wife and I like to make when we have people over is you just take a bunch of mussels and you put a bunch of wine and cherry tomatoes. You put a bunch of red pepper on that, and then you add chorizo of all things. You just break up chorizo, put it in there, just cook it. It'll become this amazing red color, and then you just serve it with bread. And because it's seafood, because there's shells that you see with your eyes, you seem like a person that travels the world. But in reality, this is, in fact, easier than the spam thing I just said.
I'm a involuntary, I wish I could change this about myself, an involuntary shellfish hater. So I can't follow you there. I would love to taste this. But I know that the second that my teeth press against shellfish flesh, I will spit it out.
And this is not an allergy thing. You just find it distasteful, like on a mechanical level.
Yeah, my brain, there's no like thought process. It just is out. It just is out of my mouth.
Yeah.
Like every once in a while, I'll be like, maybe I hate shrimp, but like maybe it was just because I was a kid and I was scared of it. And I'm an adult now. I can try. And like at a party where there's shrimp, I'll be like, I'm going to give it a try. And again,
and then you're the guy gagging in the corner.
I mean, it never gets to the gagging because, as I say, the second my teeth press against the fucking meat, it's out. And like, I can't describe the thought process that had that happen. It just happened automatically. Anyway, this is the killer food. This is like the food that my wife and I eat the most, like by far. We have this like several times a week, which is just, I get a big bag of Yukon Gold potatoes and I get a bunch of broccoli. And you're going to want to take the potatoes, cut them up into little cubes. You're going to want to boil that in water with baking soda. You're going to want to pour some baking soda into the water. And this is critical because I forgot it once and it makes a difference. You're going to pour some fucking baking soda into that water, boil them potatoes 15 minutes. Meanwhile, get the oven to 450. You're going to take them potatoes out of the water. And while they were boiling, I want you to get a big bowl. You're going to want to put some oil in the bottom. And then you're going to take a teaspoon. You're going to put 1 teaspoon of MSG and then 2 teaspoons of whatever salt mixer you like the best. It'd be that Tony Chicheri's, be that Old Bay, be that Lowry's. Yes, seasoned salt is a fucking killer. We love seasoned salt. You're going to toss the potatoes in that oil until they're all covered. And in doing so, the friction of these boiled potatoes smash into each other is going to create a slurry goop that you want to cover all of them. You want the slurry. That's what the baking soda does. The baking soda makes them more goopy. If you don't put the baking soda in, you'll toss them in the fucking oil and seasoning, but they won't get goop. The reason you want the goop is that it makes them have more surface area. So when you put them on a fucking sheet and put them into oven for 40 minutes, they get real crispy.
Oh, I mean, this applies to everything. I'm just right. Like you could just put baking soda if it's increasing surface area. I've never heard of this. I'm pleased by this.
Well, I feel like it has to be some sort of thing that turns mushy when you boil it. So like if you put like, I don't know, zucchinis in there, I don't think that would work. They would just fall apart. Stick to potatoes, I think, for this method. But anyway, and then while they're fucking roasting, you just cut up the broccoli, season that how you will, put that in there, roast that also, and then that's it. Eat those things. Yummy, yummy. It's great. It's like when I know that like I'm having the broccoli and potato day, I'm just like, oh my god,
That's solved. Yeah, it's like this is a solved dinner. No surprises. It's good.
And you can always add like a third thing. It's like there's no protein. It's like why do we need protein? We're fucking like we're barely alive. Me and my wife. We're like slugs who slide around a couple of feet every day. It's not. We don't need protein. But like if you get a piece of tofu, yeah, fucking cut it up, bake some sauce, yummy, yummy. Do whatever you want. But the broccoli and taters, oh my god.
As far as snacking goes, I'm in the testing phase of this. This is not a fully working routine yet, but I am trying to bake chickpeas or like beans, basically to make a dry, crispy snack to gnaw on throughout the day. That's not. I will like if there's a chip in the house, I'll fucking find it like a truffle pig. Like I will.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I would much rather like even if I cover a chickpea with sin, there's a chickpea in there. And that is fiber and protein. It's cheap. It's like nothing. It's like
Yeah.
it's nothing.
That's really smart. I've had the a roasted chickpea with like a good seasoning mix on there. That's like legit, and I don't know why I haven't made it. Because that's so like just the cost per munch is crazy. Because currently my sort of like boy chow. When I say boy chow, I mean and I feel like you know what I mean when I say this.
Yeah.
Which is like you're gonna be hungry like all the time, like all your whole life.
You
right?
need to graze. You just gotta graze.
You need some sort of thing that at any time you can just like get a handful of and it takes the edge off for like half an hour. And for me currently, my boy chow is I have a big from Costco, big jar of those peanut butter filled pretzels.
Oh my god.
Give me like 4 of those, I'm good. Give me like 15 of those, I can skip lunch.
Those are boy chow in the sense that like a sack of them is a ration for a household. Like they
Yes.
they are don't quote me on this, but a complete meal, all your nutrition in each one.
Yeah, actually, I just got because I feel like society's ending. I just got like a big prepper bucket, and I opened it up, and it was just a bunch of these.
Yeah, because let's think for a second. What is peanut butter? A protein. What is pretzel? A bread. That's a meal.
There you go.
That's it.
Also, where do peanuts come from? The ground, vegetable.
Oh yeah, healthy, not bad. All these things are great.
What can I say?
Snacking is the issue. One cost-effective snack tip that I need to reiterate that you told me that was like a big like, yo, dude, if you're not doing this, you're fucking a moron. You're leaving money on the table. And it was all of the
I'm so excited. I forgot what this is. This is new to me again.
which is all of the like Italian smoked meats at Aldi are really really inexpensive. And obviously the time you told me this was before everything went insane, but even still relative to everything else, they are very cheap and they're like good. Like they are
Yeah.
it is not like you are cutting corners on this. So you have a very good salty delicious meat snack at a very cost effective price entry point if you're going to Aldi.
There are Aldi products where you know that you are buying an inferior product and you have to be okay with the quality dip because you know you're getting a better deal. Like the Aldi brand potato chips, yummy, perfect. The Aldi brand Doritos, it is so fucking clear that these are shitty Doritos. But you got to be like, well, it's $2 less than the normal Doritos, so deal with it, Tom. The fucking yes, the cured meats, the salamis, the prosciuttos, the third type gabagool. They got gabagool sometimes. Um, they are like hot. They're good. They're like officially good, not for Aldi, and like they're the cheapest ones you can get. So like the ROI, like the yumminess per dollar is off the chain. Like you may find yummier salamis elsewhere, but you're gonna be paying more dollars per yumminess unit for sure.
Also, if you're like, oh fuck, I need just something because I'm hosting, just get one of those and put it on a little wooden thing. You're done. I'm not like obviously you're not having a big party, but like you're just like, I need short notice a thing for people to stand around and snack. Assuming
Yes.
people eat meat, you cannot go wrong with that.
And even if they don't need meat, I mean, the same principle applies to any sort of thing, which is if you have like a pile of food, people will go, what are you, an animal? But if you take that pile and you sort of lay them slightly on top of each other in a line,
Yes.
like if you take a tomato that you bought for 50 cents, you slice that tomato into slices and you sort of like lay them in a lines or overlapping and sprinkle some salt on them, you've become Gordon Ramsay, the genius cook.
This is absolutely true. Case in point, let's say you chop up a tomato and then you just like let everything lay where it lays after you chop it. It's just like a pile of chopped tomatoes. And then you pour salt on that and you eat that like a freak. That is the behavior of a freak. I said it already. Now,
Yeah.
let's say you do the same thing, but before you pour salt on and eat it, you stagger them ever so slightly like they're a deck of cards being fanned out. Now you apply the salt and you eat them. Now you're the bear.
You are Bear. You are Mr. Bear. You're Bruce Springsteen. That movie looks fucking terrible. Goddamn. I'm not getting off topic. Yeah, no, like the amount of times that I have had someone over and I just take all Aldi products, like 100% from Aldi only.
Just take them out of the package. Just fucking take them out. Yes.
And I fan them out on a cutting board and they're like, wow, you're a cook. It is unbelievable.
I would make a great like RPG shopkeeper. I would love to fan out 3 things on a blanket in front of me. It's like, here are the Aldi meats. Here are my tomatoes. Here is the Cheerio knockoff with the strange squirrel.
It's so good.
I've been getting really into saying where we are.
Yeah, it's so cool.
We are in the famous Louvre Museum in gay Paris.
Yeah, it's so cool. Hello, monsieur. Do you have any questions?
Yeah, can we hold the jewels and gems?
Sacre bleu! But of course, no one ever asked, but it has been allowed the whole time. Here you go, the famous jewels.
Wow.
One more question. Where's your guys' fire alarm?
Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode. Sicko mode, sicko mode, sicko mode.
Joe, you told me you were playing a game about blasting ropes everywhere. Is that true?
It's true. It's called He Is Coming. It's a game about my life. No, it's actually, this might shock you, a roguelite, Tom. It is.
Whoa.
I'm not gonna bullshit you. Merritt had a very good post about this phenomenon a while ago, which is just like, ooh, this is the backgammon roguelike. You draft the backgammon. Like, you can just apply it to everything, and the formula is both so obvious, but they're also like a stupid dog that I still want it, right?
Yeah.
He Is Coming is an auto battler in the sense that your guy walks around like Loop Hero, like they just constantly attack. And your guy is literally a little knight that has 4 equipment slots, and you go around, and as you go around, time passes, and at the end of like 3 days, you fight the boss wherever you are, and then you fight the boss 3 times. So the strategy is literally going around the map, picking up items, and then the only like lever of action for real strategy is that the items activate in the order they represent in your inventory, so you can actually rearrange stuff to make things pop off in certain orders. It's like the main
You can
way.
put a helmet on your damn knees.
Yeah, basically, but if it's just like if you have like a helmet that's like get 2 armor if you don't have poison on you, and you have another thing that like get a bunch of shit but also give yourself poison, you just do it in the other order, right? You know what I mean? And it's, why do I like this? I think because it just looks like a ZX Spectrum game. Like it's the black, it looks like a Final Fantasy 1 battle. You know what I mean? It's like the black background, all the colors are all bright, but everything has that very early computer background. It's very pleasing. It works great on Steam Deck. It's literally like the aesthetic is doing 90% of the lifting here. And this is kind of where we're at, I think, with this genre, and even with all the idle games and stuff. It's not even like, do you want to play these games? It's just like, has the guy in the lab figured out how to match one to your DNA yet?
Yes.
And I get DNA matched quite a lot, is my issue, but like this is a case of that. Like, this is less of a game than Loop Hero, because like Loop Hero has like the loops, like by which I mean like the permanent progression and stuff. And there's unlocks in this, but there's no like, you know, camp where you like figure out how you're going to advance things, yada yada yada. Like it's just less of a game. But for that reason, I find it more compelling, because I keep going back to this thing where the idea that a game being exactly the right size, and this is easier to do if everything just becomes shitty roguelikes, but it is firing on this vector correctly. It is the right sized game for what it is.
I'm gonna take a wild swing. Let me know if this rings true for you. I feel like, especially with how your life has been, which is to say, unpredictable. You can get hit with a bad day with no warning that just absolutely knocks you flat. You've been talking about momentum killers was the common phrase you were talking about during the Joe update. Momentum killers. Things just happen. You're doing great. You're feeling good. We're making plans, and then my fucking arm fell off, and you know, and then also having a kid, that's just another vector of randomness. Like, as much as you can sort of plan your life, you have no idea what he's going to be doing and how he's going to be feeling,
just
what illnesses he's going to get.
I'm now threading 2 layers. Before it was my body, and now it's my body and my boy. And this is not a complaint. This is just a state of the board.
Yes, and thus a game that offers a world where like there are so few things that can happen, and these are the things you can affect, and you will always be able to affect them, and they will always manifest in this way, and that's just how it is, and you can do it over and over, and it'll always be just so. And I think that, to me, is the appeal for you.
Correct. And everything you're saying, I agree with, and I think this is a crucial element to why this game is good, and why I like the idea of a game that is just the right size. Because to me, a game that is the right size means you do not have really an urge to consult any sort of outside text. Like, there's stuff I could learn about this game strategy wise, but like the complexity is such that I am fine bumbling through.
Mm-hmm.
The minute a game is like, I'm studying for a test, and I quickly do this to myself. I like what is my biggest pastime? Looking at Lim 3, a game I don't even fucking play, and thinking about different builds. Like, I'm just stupid. And it's like, that is fun. Like, if you're playing a complex game, or you have to look at shit for some games. I get that. But there's something to be said for like, all right, I'm picking up this fucking game and I don't have to consult anything else, which is why I also feel like Endgame Monster Hunter is just one big momentum killer, because it's not like, okay, just go jump out and do a fight and do the dinosaur. Now it's just like, what do I have to fucking do? Like, I have to make sure all my ducks are in a row to do this progression correctly. And it's and if you're like mentally, physically taxed, all the table setting stuff is just really daunting and stupid.
Yeah. If you forget your hot drink, you're fucked. We talked about it, but yeah.
Yeah.
Just a game that, like, that offers you, like, hey, you know exactly what level of stimulation this is going to give you. You know exactly how long it's going to be, and it's never going to get annoying.
Yeah, and it's not an idler. I really mean, like, it's the bare minimum of human interaction for a game. Like, I am still using WASD to move my guy.
That's pretty good. And also, it's called He Is Coming, which is very funny. Sitting on the cot because I'm gay.
Yeah, it's
He is coming.
There are themes here, Tom.
Yeah, yes. Speaking of themes, I've been playing, and I bet a bunch of you all at home have been playing Hades 2, and people say game of the year. I say in a year with Silksong and Expedition 33, keep dreaming, buddy. No. I don't want to say that Hades 2 is no good, because it's very, very good. And the gameplay, like the actual like runs and the boons and the weapons and all the different types of weapons, because the weapons, you know how it is. You get 6 weapons, but like they all have like different
variations. The bow that is a shotgun now.
Exactly. And so there's 6 weapons, but like each of them have 4. So there's really 24 weapons, and they're all really cool, and they're all fun to play and feel different. And the actual like gameplay is so good. The controls are great, feels good. All the boons are cool. The gods have cool powers, and you can make a bunch of fun builds and really get nutty with the numbers.
They did a redo on all the gods, right? Like the gods given the boons. There's some repeats, I imagine.
Yeah, we still got Aphrodite, Zeus, Poseidon, Hermes, your classic guys. But we got Hera now. Hera wasn't in the first game, I don't think.
She's the hearth one, or fire, or whatever.
That's Hestia. Hestia is her hearths and fire. Hera is just the queen. She's Zeus's wife, and her special gimmick is is getting married. It's a status effect called Hitch that makes any enemy that has Hitch takes the damage that other hitched enemies have. And there is a dash boon that she has that makes it so that when you are running, because now you don't just do one dash and it's over. When you dash and hold the button down, you just are sprinting now. So when you're sprinting with this Hera boon, any enemy you run by takes some damage and gains Hitch. So you know that at the beginning of every room, you're just running in a big circle.
You do a Tron.
Pretty much. It's great. There's Hestia, she's fire. I mentioned that. There's Hephaestus, the blacksmith. He's there now. I think it's all the new gods. But like
Is the drinking one there still?
He is not like he's like a special encounter. So like he's there. You can like find a room with him in it in like level 3, but he's not like one of them anymore for reasons that are poorly explained. I mean, that's sort of a theme throughout the game. Because as good as the fucking game is, in terms of the gameplay, it is so clear to me that what happened was Hades 1 was a huge hit for Supergiant Games, above the curve, even for them, a studio that always has big hits. And they were like, well, that was a fucking cash cow. We got to do another one of those. Plus, we have a bunch of gameplay ideas that we want to try that like we don't want to leave on the table. Like there's still a lot of juice in this. It's not a cash grab, because like there are new ways for this gameplay to go, and there are like your character Malinoe plays very differently from Zagreus in a way that's different and fun. But one of the things that was really cool about Hades 1 is that like there was a fun story that explained why you were doing roguelike runs and why it was like okay to keep doing them over and over, and like why it made sense that you died and could try again.
Yeah, and the reason was that because you have to level up the social links. That's why.
Yeah, exactly. And anyway, so that was like part of what made Hades 1 so special. And they told the guy in charge of the writing and story, like, okay, so just do that really special, innovative thing again. And he couldn't do it. It's not so good story-wise. People talk about the ending. I'm not going to talk about the ending because that's been done to death, okay? I'm not going to get into it. I'm not going to spoil it if you're not into it. It's just kind of disappointing. It's a big anticlimax. And I know that they just have put out a patch that adds new story content to the ending, I think specifically to make it not be a big anticlimax that just plops right down in front of you and makes you go, that's it. I know, like, I don't know the specifics of what they added to the story, but the main one that's like in the patch notes is they have increased the number of clears required to reach the ending, which is like, that's huge. Because like in the first game, you had to like beat Hades 10 times on the surface of the world to win the game and like see the ending. Obviously, you can keep playing after that, but that's like the story.
But like, why would you? It's over, right? That's what the whole point of the genre is.
But like in this, you have to beat Kronos, the villain, 5 times. And it's like, huh? Like that's not enough times. Because like every time you win, the reward is you get a little like cuts, like you're like, I only have so much time to do what I need to do. And so you get a little expository cutscene that moves the plot forward. You're like, oh boy. And it only happens 5 times and then we're done. It's like, what? Huh? Anyway.
Is Kronos a big guy? Is he huge?
No, he's like a skinny queen. He's your gay grandpa.
Gampa.
Here's what I don't like. Melinoe's whole thing is that she has been raised from birth for one purpose, to kill Kronos. Why? Because Kronos is trying to usurp the gods. The first thing he did in his big war against the gods was he basically stole the underworld from Hades. Like Hades is in jail now, and Kronos is sitting in his house, which he has redecorated to be clock themed because he's a time guy.
That's good.
Redecorating is unfortunately a huge theme in the larger story. But so you have been like stolen from the House of Hades as a baby before this happened, and you are in like a hub world where you trained to be the fucking girl who kills his ass. That's the only thing you've ever done. And so you are like Hermione Granger, which is to say you love following the rules and you are a teacher's pet. And when someone loves following the rules and is a teacher's pet at the beginning of a story, what do you think is going to be their arc? You're going to have to learn to be rebellious.
Oh, they're going to learn that there's a way to like rules even deeper than they were previously.
Yeah, pretty much that's how it is. I was really thinking that she would learn, like, you don't, it's like being, this rigidity is too much. No, she's rigid the whole time and she loves it. So many of the subplots suggest that the gods are not actually that good, and it's not good that they're in charge of everybody. Here are some examples. When the gods talk to you, they're all assholes. This was true in Hades 1 too. Like, Zeus is an asshole. Obviously, they Tumblrize it so that it can be palatable. We don't have Zeus committing sex crimes every second of his life like he really did.
I think the golden piss cloud making a goose pregnant was like peak pervert. That doesn't need to be in the game.
Yeah, so Zeus is just kind of a blowhard rather than like the greatest criminal who ever was. And also like all the gods who are like married are not, they're not talking about like, like my husband's my brother, you know that? Did you understand? I need to make it.
Let me show you the tree. Yeah.
They're still assholes. You meet Arachne the spider, who's like your buddy, like your good friend. And she's like, yeah, I got turned to a spider because I offended a god by being too good at weaving, and I'm not sorry, and like I'm really mad about it. And Melinoe is just like, that's too bad. I'm sorry you feel that way, but the gods are in charge. You meet Hercules, and Hercules is like really sullen because he's like constantly having to do the gods' dirty work, and never gets his due. You meet Prometheus, the guy who stole fire, and the gods punished him by making him get his fucking liver at every day, and he like escaped, and he's working for Kronos. And his thing is like, I'm working for Kronos because Kronos is, when he deposes the gods, he's gonna make the mortals have more control over their lives, and I am historically a pro mortals guy. That's why I did the fire shit. They are only able to like become a civilization and like become like, because of me, because of what I did. And Melinoe, every time he says this shit, which is objectively right, she goes, but that's against the rules. The gods are in charge. The gods are in charge. And when you like confront Kronos, he's like, I don't know why you're trying to kick my ass. Like, why are you working for the gods so hard? Do you think they really appreciate you? And also, things were better when I was in charge. And the mortals had more freedom. And she always says some shit that's like, maybe what you call freedom isn't really freedom. Like, she basically just says, like, I don't believe that it was good when you were in charge. And actually, you're really evil. She never says what she thinks he did other than this, other than like now trying to depose the gods. And so I'm just like, when is the twist gonna come where she realizes she's been duped into this rigid upbringing and that actually, like, the gods do not deserve control over everyone. It never happens. She always has the opinion that, like, well, they're a better type of person because of how they were born. It's their race. She's basically a racist. She's like a god supremacist. Yeah, she's a eugenicist, and it never changes. And she always is the teacher's pet who believes in the rules. And it's so dumb.
I'm gonna probably still play it because it mechanically,
it's so fun.
Mechanically, it's sound. That's all that matters. Everything, weirdly enough, everything you said has made me able to recontextualize and rearticulate why I hate/love the manga Record of Ragnarok. Because, like, okay, everything you just said, like the origin, like this is the big story that caused the events of this game sort of set in motion, right? Like it's like this thing you're finding out. In Kengan Ashura, and also in anything where there's a tournament, the common move is like you introduce the guy and then you're like, this guy came from a tribe of kicking people. And the kicking people kicked every day. And as a result, he kicks better than everyone. And then he also learned to use his hands. And it's just like, that's his backstory.
Yeah.
That happens in Record of Ragnarok, but it's all this like reality level catastrophe stuff. So it's like everyone coming out into the ring
because they're all gods.
Correct. And even the humans that are fighting the gods, like their achievements are so insane that it borders on divine anyway. And it's dog shit, but I still like it. But it feels like every time there's a new fight, it's like, okay, well, there's going to be a Hades 2 twice.
Yeah. Yep. There's never going to be like, this guy, he knows Silat.
Yeah, exactly.
Like,
he's really good with a knife. The most modern hero guy they had was that sniper that shot all those people in Norway. That was like the Winter Wars guy. That was fun because he fought Loki, who's obviously Mr. like trickster. So the fight was like he had clones and stuff. And he eventually he honestly kills Loki very easily. And he's like, how did you do it? And they're like, well, because I knew it was a fake because every time I kill someone, I feel it. And I didn't feel it.
They should have had the DC sniper.
Yeah. And
that should have been.
And like his big story was like, yes, he killed all these people, but like he was the crying guy that did it. He felt every kill, yada, yada. You know what I mean?
So is this a real person? Who did
this is a real?
Did he kill like Nazis? Did he kill like bad guys?
So this is what's just don't like it was Soviets. It was definitely like just look at the Wikipedia for it. I would have led with the other thing if that was the case.
Yeah.
But it was an interesting fight, and like all of this is to say, it's the same heavy table setting to no payoff. But again, like I don't know, it's like. Yes, this is dog shit table setting, but I'm also a moron dog.
Yeah.
So I guess the issue with Hades 2 is that, like, it didn't trick your dog brain enough.
It didn't. And it would have been so easy. Because I say, like, as soon as I saw what Melinumi's character was, I'm like, I know what's going to happen. She is going to be disillusioned and learn to take control for herself rather than just following the rules that have been imposed upon her. Hell yeah. She's going to grow. Nope, not at all. And like the fact that I predicted that character growth would not make it bad. Like I love knowing exactly what's going to happen and it happening. And I go, ooh, it's just how it should be.
Some basic fiction 101 thing. Even if you can call a thing that's happening, it doesn't mean it's poorly executed.
Yeah. And just like, it was not, it just didn't happen. Like my dog brain does need to have something change. Even if the change is the most dumbass baby obvious thing, like the Koopalings becoming an even bigger obstacle. Imagine if there's no bigger obstacle, Joe. Yeah. That Mario book would be dog shit. But the Koopalings are an even bigger obstacle.
The Koopalings are a bigger obstacle. Buzzy beetles. Spiny guys. I don't remember the names. Luigi has the heart of a hero, as long as there are no spooky ghosts around.
Anyway, I feel like we've reached the end. This is episode length. Let's wrap it up. Oh, before we go, I just want to say the fucking live shows that we've done, Genius Night, we did 2 of them. It's coming back in February of next year. Have been so fucking good. If you don't know about that, we've been doing live shows.
You can
in
see
Chicago.
it. Go look at it with your eyes.
You're going to want to do one of 2 things. You're going to want to go to the Anime Sickos YouTube channel. You have a YouTube channel? Yes. What happens is Libsyn automatically uploads the episodes with the art as the visual to YouTube.
Libsyn is this guy that works for us.
Yeah. But nobody looks at them on YouTube, but they're there just in case, because more platforms is better. But I put the videos of the Genius Nights on there. Also, I made a website, geniusnight.neocities.com, that has the videos embedded on there. They're so good, like truly killer shit on both of them. You should check them out. And if you are in Chicago in February, come to the next one when we start to actually have a recurring date. I just wanted to mention that briefly because it's so good. But that's all. I think we're ready to wrap the episode up for real. I've been Tom, an Anime Sicko.
I've been Joe, an Anime Sicko.
We'll see you next time. I hope y'all have skeletons that stay in the same place. And if not, I wish you the best.
You mean me,
Bye-bye.
not a Halloween thing, right?
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah.
okay.
Well, also, dude, if that...
Oh, it's
there was a
happening.
listener
They're
we
getting
had...
out.
Okay, stop. That's done. That's done. Thank you for listening to Anime Sickos. I've been Tom, a sicko. You can follow me on Blue Sky at Tom Harrison. Joe was also a sicko. You can follow him on Blue Sky at Sharia Uncle. You can follow Anime Sickos on Blue Sky at Anime Sickos, or email us at animesickos@gmail.com. You can give us money at patreon.com/Anime Sickos if you want. Please leave us a review or something. I don't know. Tell a friend. Anyway, until next time, bye.